two things in gaming that I'm really enjoying right now. It's fighting games and Zenless Zone Zero. And it's no surprise. Not only was Zenless Zone Zero inspired by fighting games like Street Fighter, it also has a ton of technical aspects from action games, which I've actually talked about in both of these videos, so if you haven't checked those out, do that right now. It also has more technical aspects from action games sprinkled into its DNA, but you probably know that already, right? Anyways, it has come to my attention that some people think fighting game players is not the proper audience for Zenless Zone Zero.
We can't directly infer that a fighting game player and a gacha game will have a huge crossover for one, not a fighting game RPG, because there's no similarity, right? Besides, there's combat. However, we don't call fighting games combat games, we call them fighting games.
But I disagree, and here's why. Not only are a few aspects of Zenless Zone Zero in fighting games, such as the parry system, active tags, frame perfect moves, and even zoning. There's even talks of them wanting to attempt making a multiplayer PvP mode, which is what the core of fighting games is. More on that later though. And while I could sit here and talk about the frame data on Corrin's special chainsaw move and how crazy that move is, something tells me that really doesn't do anything for most of you guys. Honestly, myself included. So instead, I'm going to ask one of my friends from the fighting game community and see what he thinks. So Ghost, you're interested in Zenless, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Alright, why?
In all honesty, like prior to Zenless, no other gachas really caught my attention, and it's mainly due to like the aesthetic of the gachas.
Yeah.
Like I tried Genshin. It's a very pretty game, and I can see why a lot of people like it. I've just never been a fan of like these super heavy fantasy worlds. And Zenless is more down my alley in terms of like urban style and a more grounded approach to gacha games. Like it takes place like in this city and a more industrial urban area, and the character designs I really dig. Like it's more like it feels like it's more techwear street style, like in terms of like the character designs, and I love that. Like Third Strike is like my favorite Street Fighter game, and it feels like with Zenless it kind of is pushing that a little bit, just more of a new school style. So like that, like of all the gachas, this one 1000% caught my eye off rip. And when I finally got to play it in the betas, like I was locked in. I'm like, I'm playing this game when it comes.
And that's not even counting my ZZ content creator friends that do play fighting games. As far as I can tell, the sentiment is, as long as it's very, very close to an action game, fighting game players will be there for it. And let me tell you, we are on it. And did you know, one of the bigger fighting game series recently became an action game instead? BlazBlue Entropy Effect took the hand-braking dexterity that you had to have to play the fighting game and turned it into something a lot more digestible for a lot of people with BlazBlue Entropy Effect. And it's honestly really, really cool to see that you can make something that's really hard for a lot of people, something very easy for a lot of people to get into. In fact, that is seeming to be the best-selling BlazBlue game of all time, and that's crazy. And they even decided to do a PvP mode in that game. And personally, I think Zenless needs to copy this one, so listen real closely. So instead of it being specifically PvP, they stretched it out to a PvPvE system. And essentially what you have is two teams of 3 where people are playing as the character, and then they are going online and they have to fight not only against the other team, but against ads that also come into the battle as well. So you're kind of fighting not only amongst your teams, but also with the environment. And I think that works really well with Zenless, because I think the faction system allows that to be a thing already. You have different factions kind of going against each other in the hollows to try to complete these objectives and things like that. I really think Zenless would do really well with that type of mode. And I truly think the impact of Zenless Zone Zero will be felt at launch heavily, not just by fighting game players, but by an array of players that even attracted the fighting game players themselves. This game is really different, and if you haven't considered playing, I definitely consider you trying it out. It's free. You should also consider subscribing. That is also free. And did you know you'll actually have a chance to win $100, because I'll be giving away $100 to 2 subscribers to this channel. So please subscribe to your boy, help me out growing this channel. I want to help you guys get your favorite characters, so hopefully you get into Zenless even more than you already are. And what makes it easier than possibly pulling your favorite character at launch? Anyways, that is all for me today. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. It helps your boy out a ton. But yeah, this has been your boy ZZZettaSlow. Until next time, everybody, stay healthy, stay happy, stay groovy. Love each and every one of y'all. We out of here. Peace.